Here we have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar, being requested by Mr. Dan Daya. He wants to do a general overview of Ethereum. So first and foremost, I do want to start off with the most important thing right here, even though we will go into the minutia of it, but that would be the monthly and the bi-monthly closure, both happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time in 17 hours, 56 minutes, and 55 seconds. If we do close above the topside Toronto band, which is 30, basically, we could just say 3,200, although technically speaking, it's about 3,190 or so right now. It does oscillate a little bit into the closure, to be fair. Then I would be looking for September at worst to go sideways and at best to make, well, a retest of prior all-time highs, and probably new all-time highs will be implied before end of year, likely somewhere between about October and November, if I had to guess. But right now, this does have a pretty damn good signature going on, because if you do close above the topside Toronto band, that would imply that volatility is once again expanding alongside trend continuation. So you got trend, and you got volatility, and do we have momentum as well? Yes, MACD histogram would also be increasing as well right here with the closure here or higher. It looked pretty damn good. So on top of that, we would see the last iteration that we do have of this signature was coming in back from a November 2020 breakout, which did produce from bottom to top about a 750% move to the upside. Pretty damn good right there. Not always going to be, that good, but I do think that the bi-monthly further supports this as well. Any sort of a closure, especially above last month's open, which is about 2770. So good buffer zone between where it's at right now and that region. Of course, weirder things have happened within the context of 17 hours or 18 hours of trading, but for right now, looking pretty damn good, bouncing off the non-expansion average, and also going to have a chance to close above the topside Toronto band on this one as well, with any sort of a confirmed closure above 2550 or so. So things are looking pretty damn good for the long term on Ethereum specifically. Anyways, we'll go down to the short term timeframes now. And on the daily right here, this does look like a pretty damn obvious, ascending triangle for what it's worth right now, with a bottom side support coming in right around about 3130, which was our targeted region for the downside yesterday, which we did get. Now having a beautiful bounce off of. And this one, this one's actually just should be as clear as day. Yeah, I do already have it in right here. Topside resolution with any sort of a move above yesterday's high, that would be 33.49, or a daily closing high, which is pretty damn close to there anyways, about 33.20 or so. I could probably even do it on a 12-hour as well. If one of those two things happens, we do have a measure move based off this ascending triangle formation, which does have a higher probability to break to the upside than the downside in this case, somewhere around about 36.50 or so, with probably continuation implied on top of that, to be fair. If we look at momentum oscillators right here, hidden bullish evidence come off that last low. Good. We do see daily BBWP is absolutely on the fucking floor right here as well. So we are looking at a pretty damn big move. I mean, the last time we saw BBWP on the daily this low was, for this long, has actually not happened since when? Basically since this area over here, and even that was not that that long as well. Actually, perhaps it was. This was back in November 2019, by the way. This did precipitate a major downside move, by the way. This is direction neutral, just so you know. Same thing over here. This one happening to the upside, however, and this one did produce about from bottom to top a 150% move right there. So we are looking at a big move coming up right here. I would say that the probabilities do align with the Boo laws a little bit more than the Barrows right here. 3-day is looking like what, which is also closing tonight. Looks okay. Don't have any major issues with this one. And if we go down to the 4-hour, what do we see right here? We see this one having a bit of a stop line, to be fair. Short-term timeframes, what are we looking at? Again, very, 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 very low BBWP. 4-hour Joule is giving a bit of upside curvature right here alongside DMI signals. So I do like that, as well as a bounce off the fib on there as well. So I do look at this as, at least short-term, more likely to pop back up somewhere around about, 32, more like 3280 to 3300 or so. That's going to start to look pretty damn good for the medium and higher term timeframes coming into tonight's closure. Looking at momentum oscillators over here, let's see what we got. Daily will cross back up with any sort of a closure today above 3140. That looks, for right now, pretty damn likely. 12-hour will show upside as long as we're above 3220. Okay, still, somewhat on the more likely side. 4-hour showing 3200. This is also good. And hourly gonna have a fresh cross up with any sort of a closure in the next 53 minutes above 3240 or so. So yeah, I actually am looking for an upside resolution on this one. Short term, very likely back up somewhere around about 3280 to 3300. And more long term, I mean, if that condition is met alongside the monthly, I'm looking for a retest of prior all-time highs, probably into September, maybe October, and then new all-time highs before end of year. That would look really, 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 really good. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. And then of course, I should offer up, where to get bearish on this one. It'd actually be pretty damn easy on this one. Again, anywhere below 3100, I'd be phenomenally bearish. I'd be looking for a nice move down to 2850. Probably bounce there, and then probably that bounce fails. But for right now, this is looking like a pretty damn good setup. So that would be a little bit more on the bullish side. Hopefully that's helpful there. And there you go.